All right. Hello. Hello. Welcome, friends. Welcome, humans. Welcome all. Thank you for joining us for the second rendition of Kicking It with Kwaydr. I actually have a guest with me, as you can see this time. It's my boy Dillon.
We're kicking it.
And yeah, I guess to start it off, Dillon, go ahead and introduce yourself to my friends, and we'll hash it out from there, man.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm Dillon. Quaid and I, we grew up in Grangeville together, so I mean, he's been a part of my life since, I don't know, the small town living, you know? We just have always kind of been in the same realm of things, and it wasn't until we kind of moved down to Lewiston that we started getting together more.
Yeah.
Have that hometown bond over things.
Weird to me because we grew up in such a small place, and we didn't meet each other until, or we didn't really like become friends until we started working with each other.
Yeah. The
And
Dutch Bros kind of brought things together, that's for sure.
yeah, we worked at Dutch Bros Coffee. We were both baristas, and I don't think we worked at the same store together, but we had interactions through that,
Yeah.
and we became friends through that. And you are also a person who is a part of the EDM and rave scene, so
Dude, yeah, that was the OG days. We were initially learning the boards, God, getting on the initial softwares and trying to learn how to mix. That was when we really started like figuring stuff out, I feel like.
so yeah,
For both of us.
Yeah, keep introducing yourself. You're a DJ as well.
Yep. Part-time DJ. I feel like music's definitely died off in the past couple of years for me, but
Yeah.
I definitely enjoy doing it with like Quaid. Whenever I get together with the boys, we can kind of rehash some of that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've definitely fallen out of the music. I've more so been focusing on
That's actually what I wanted
the
more
plants.
to talk to you about, is what you're doing now. But the fact that we've met through music, and we've been friends through it, you know,
Pretty
it's cool.
substantially.
Yeah, it's cool to see
Probably 4 coming up on 5 years now since everything's been like dipped in.
Yeah, I mean, I just did my first episode yesterday, and I was talking about how I just started about 4 years ago, and so you started a little bit before me, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you played a show at the Knitting Factory
Yeah,
in Spokane. Like,
So-
that's way bigger than anything I've done.
I mean, that was the glory days with the Boomtown Boys, dude.
The Boomtown
So
Boys.
initially, Logan, Justin, and I we got this little group together, and we were doing hot. Like that was some of the best. It's like one of those things, those experiences that you can never recreate. You know, you just have that taste in your mouth for it that you always fiend for, but it's never the same again.
Yeah.
Music was kind of like that for me with them, in the sense of like my cherry was popped right there, you know.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, sure. So like, are you saying that like you don't think that you can get to that magnitude of a show again, or like what is it? What do you think?
It's not necessarily. I just don't try. I don't know.
Okay.
I just have definitely fallen off of it.
Okay.
I
You still do it though, like
It's
obviously.
like a party favor. I mean, I've invested in all my equipment.
Sure,
And so
yeah.
it's like, it's hard to just look at that and be like, well, you're just collecting dust right now. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Come on.
So I guess for you, it's become less of a like something that you focus on day to day,
Yeah.
but it's still
Yeah.
something that you still
It's
have
a
a passion for.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
gotcha,
It's a
gotcha.
passion.
Awesome.
But it's just, I kind of got especially after the Boomtown stuff, I kind of got a little disheartened with everything. Because
Okay.
boys broke up, obviously. Classic menage a trois story where, you know.
You don't see eye to eye things.
Yeah, we were rolling.
Hey, actually-
we're doing good.
Sorry.
And
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was talking about that specifically, like with this past weekend, something that happened with me on my first episode.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's like sometimes you just don't see eye to eye with people,
No.
and that's okay. You move on
that's
and
life,
continue on.
dude. You
Exactly.
know?
Right?
And it had a lot to do with like people were moving away and they were up here for college and stuff like that. So distance, separation, figuring out how things were gonna work, and obviously like clout and everything that went into that. Like,
Yeah.
people just like getting a little too, egos get inflated, and
Yeah.
mine was right along there with everyone. So it's
just
hard.
like all the egos together,
Yeah.
just like really had separate.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And it wasn't until after that moment that you kind of have that ego check, and you're like, okay, well, maybe I can't necessarily invest all this time into something that it might not be as fruitful for me as I think it could be.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, actually, I'm just looking at the levels. I think he should be fine, actually. But yeah, I'll let you know to scoot up a little bit, just a little closer to the microphone. We should be all right. But I just want to make sure that
these people.
Yeah, I don't want to blast them, but I definitely want it to be well enough heard.
Yep, legible.
But so yeah, what you were.
Well, so yeah, mainly with that, I mean, more so just kind of taking a step back from the music and just tried to focus more on building good daily habits. Like,
Yeah, I'm
seems
kind of
like
in that boat right now.
such minuscule things, but just trying to relive and relearn my life in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
waking up, making your bed, having your you time, having your coffee, cooking your breakfast, giving yourself time for all these things in life.
Yeah. No, that's
I
beautiful,
know.
man. Honestly, it's like those are important things that you need to do for yourself, and each individual person has specific things that they do need to do for themselves.
Exactly.
And
Because everyone's their own
everybody's so
individual, dude.
different, man.
And everyone's got that deep passion down that they just, you don't know. Like,
Yeah.
It's not until you will never find that if you're not searching for it, though. Like, I thought music was going to be my life, but it wasn't until I encountered other things. And music's still a part of my life heavily.
It's still definitely
Yeah.
a big part of your life. Like I come over and we
get
mix
together, we're mixing all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you and Mason and all of us, we're always getting together and trying to just, like, throw down every now and then, and I'm glad that we can keep it kind of alive in that aspect. It's
Absolutely.
nice.
I will say, yeah, like as you've seen, it's like for me that has been what I go for, like what I have like stuck with, and like my goal and my passion. So
Oh, yeah. And you're fucking making it.
and I'm
You're doing good.
I'm getting better at it.
Like,
and
this dude right here, a year
Okay.
ago, like, the production, he was, dude, and he was grinding, he was learning,
Bro.
he has poured his heart into this. It's
I'm not trying
good.
to hype myself up. Thank you.
No, I
Thank
know
you.
you're not trying to hype yourself. That's why I'm here.
Thanks, bro.
Dude, Quaid, no, but for real, like, you're making moves, and
Yeah,
everyone around us, like, in our friend group, definitely sees it. So
thanks.
You
Thanks,
know,
dude. I appreciate that.
yeah, it's cool to see you,
Yeah.
taking your passion and, like, driving with it.
Exactly, and that's exactly why I wanted to get you here today to talk with you about what you've been doing lately with this new business venture.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know you're a pretty knowledgeable guy on the whole thing, so feel free to explain what you know and what
this
you've
could go.
done.
This
your
could go a couple of
experience.
routes. So
If you're welcome to share that.
yeah,
If you don't want
Open
to, obviously
ground.
we can just switch to whatever else we want to.
dude,
and
no, we can talk about it a little bit. That's
I'm
for
genuinely curious about your new ventures.
sure. Well, I appreciate that because it's been interesting these past coming up on 3-4 months now. I'd say. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's. I don't know. I've been working 2 jobs. About 5 years now, coming up. They've been great. Like, first full-time job was really like Dutch Bros, where we met, and we were just like slinging bean, and where I kind of like grew into that company a little bit more. This first company I actually grew into and grew with, which was kind of a crazy thing to see and learn and get a taste for a little bit of like managerial stuff and just relations. And just moving from that, just having those 2 jobs, going into like fucking Red Lobster and trying to do that CRS stuff there and like manage
I
up
forgot you
there.
worked at Red Lobster, dude.
The Rob Lob, the Red Lob, dude. It's yeah.
That's
It
nutty.
makes
man.
you appreciate some other things in life, that's for sure. But it was a good job.
Did you ever have to kill a lobster?
I was the dedicated lobster killer.
Oh no!
I am not a sociopath, I promise. Everyone in the store is just a bitch. Sorry.
No, it just happens. It just happens that way sometimes.
And honestly, do not recommend butchering those live lobsters in those tanks because, you know,
it just sounds sad.
It's a pretty messed up thing.
The reason I was wondering is because I was listening to a different podcast the other day, the Tiny Meat Gang podcast. Have you ever heard of it? Do you know who Cody Ko is or Noel Miller?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Come on. Podcast game. We're gonna say weak.
I love how you let it up and
then drop.
Okay. Yeah. No. So, in this podcast, they were talking. Or Cody was talking about how his friend gave him some live lobsters, and he was like telling them how to kill it. And I don't know if this is how you do it, but how do you? I guess I have another question. How do you kill a lobster?
How did he explain?
He said that you grab it and you rip it in half.
Oh. Okay. So at Red Lobster we do things much more humanely. If this is what you call humane.
It's how do you...
It's better than ripping something.
Is it possible to humanely kill something though? Honestly.
I mean, that's another thing we need to get into is the circle of life on here, man, because...
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we can go into
us as humans,
it,
we've kind of... With technology coming out, we're starting to feel a little invincible, right?
Yeah.
Little, people have kind of forgotten the true meaning of life and how easily life comes and life goes.
Yeah.
No,
dude.
That's some,
yeah,
better than anyone. And both of us, dude,
yeah, for sure, man. Holy shit.
Especially recently, we're not going to hash all that out, but yeah.
Did you lose somebody recently? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, just within the year, just the past few years. We've lost a lot of people that have been close to us.
Okay, yeah, so I guess that being said, when on the first episode that I made last night, I was talking about some of those situations, and I didn't really get into detail about it, but I was explaining how I didn't think that people could really relate to me because they hadn't specifically been through my situation.
Yeah.
You're one of the few people that I feel like can relate to me because you know the people that I've had this happen.
I've been acquainted with everyone.
You've been very much so involved in the circle around me that it's you understand me better in my life, and that's why it's we can have a conversation eye to eye a lot easier than I can with some people that don't necessarily get that.
Yeah. Some people just don't take the time to understand, or just it's hard to put people in your perspective,
Yeah.
And try to have empathy.
And I'm not saying that I'm any better or any different or anything like that from somebody else, but it's just I genuinely feel sometimes people just they can't relate to me, so it's I can't relate, man.
Yeah, it's just a caring thing.
Yeah, and
that's just life. People, not every person's gonna get along in this world. Everyone is their own separate entity, but at some core level,
and I do
we're all
try
the
to
same.
Yeah,
we're all the same, and we all have the same drives that push us forward day in and day out. It's just molding those,
Yeah, dude. I couldn't agree more. I mean, but you were saying people they're not really living, right? Is that kind of how you're? Or I guess maybe I didn't say that the best. But
well,
how are you putting that?
I don't know. The whole with the technological era rising, there's a lot of heat in the air about who knows conspiracy or not.
And what's this?
Especially I don't want to. Not gonna be the kook on here saying,
"Hey, be the kook,
bro. Whatever it is."
There's no judgment here, man. It's just talk about what's on your mind, and
it's not. Yeah.
No, I want to hear it because I'm interested.
Yeah. See,
what is it? What's this conspiracy you're talking about?
There's just this weird spiritual tension building in the world right now. It's odd. It's separating people almost, and it started when humans took this. We'll say virus,
and
not to go on a COVID tangent, but they almost took something physical and made it physical and almost spiritual barrier between the closest of people. It has torn the closest of people apart.
The virus has? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Whether it be through death or whether it be just through like all the, segregation through mandates and everything like that, you just a lot of turmoil in the world.
It's caused a lot of divide and a lot of just lack of human interaction in the way that we need it.
Yeah, we're losing that empathy as a species, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
People are being more self-serving, which I agree with self-serving, as long as it's in, like, a good manner. Like, you're fixing your habits or you're trying to change good things about yourself, but people are just becoming selfish. Yeah. In the sense of, like, don't come near me.
Wendy, shush.
Don't, my bubble's my bubble.
Well, I'll be honest, that's kind of been me for a little bit lately. I've been like, don't come near me. And it's mostly because of, those things that I had to deal with before all this happened. I lost a friend really, really soon before COVID started. And it really just, like, basically the whole world changed and my whole world changed. So, like, my whole world changed in, like, 1 week, and then, like, 2 weeks after that, the whole world changed. Oh, yeah. And so I was like, holy shit. Yeah, we're in a spiral. I'm like, I don't know.
Not only is your mental spiral real now, but it's, like, manifesting into something that's, like, physically all around you.
And for me right now, it's like, I need to be selfish, because it's like, if I don't really get and understand myself, like, and it's like, it's not like I plan to be selfish forever. I'm being selfish in the time right now to heal. Yeah. To maybe protect myself and all that stuff. But it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not always selfish. No. I still will go out of my way to be, if anything, kind to people. Like, for example, the interaction I had with today.
Yeah. We met a lot of kind people today. And
yeah, we did. Holy shit.
Dude, and like, I was just like, leaving with Dalton, and literally that whole 4 square people, all people from Grangeville. Like, how did the universe just literally...
The people next to us?
Me, who you were talking... What's her name?
Aminta?
Aminta, because that's Faith's...
Well, maybe we shouldn't drop names, but yeah.
Well, First names, they don't know. And then, true. And then Audrey.
Yeah, so there was just...
Like, all 4 of us from our hometown, just, boom, right there, in the parking lot, side by side.
My pickup wouldn't start this...
I had to get a jump for the boy.
Yeah, I had to get a jump from this man. Thank you, by the way.
Yes, of course.
And, in that time... happened to be the busiest time that parking lot had experienced probably ever. It was just ridiculously, just there's a lot of people there.
It's a nice little bit of chaos for a second.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos, but it was like such controlled, like good, friendly, non-chaos.
Oh yeah, because then the people that left right before that pulled out was Courtney, my neighbor. It was my neighbor.
Okay.
Literally pulling up and leaving right there.
The one with the baby?
Yeah, and the Jeep there.
That gal was pretty. The one driving that car, the one in the dress, she was pretty good.
Yep. See,
that's your neighbor?
No, the girl that pulled up in the Jeep was my neighbor, but that's her best friend, so she's always over there too. So
I got you. Whatever's clever. Anyway,
it's just crazy how like
Yeah.
When you're looking and you start talking to people and you start just living in the moment, per se. Yeah. Just those kind of interactions, they just come so naturally and so freely.
Well, look at where we're at right now. I drove past you on the way to a store this morning. I hadn't seen you in a while, and so I gave you a call. And as I was leaving that store, my pickup randomly wouldn't start, and so I called you again. Hey, man, I saw you were driving out and about today. I know you have the day off. Can you come give me a jump? Comes, gives me a jump. And then I was like, you know what? I'm in the podcasting mood. I want to do this again, and I think that he'd be a great guest. So, thank you for joining me again.
Voila!
Dillon.
Here we are.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know, man. I appreciate the help that you've given me today, and the friendship that you've given me over the years. You've always been a good friend that I always feel like I can see eye to eye with.
Yeah. I definitely appreciate that because, especially through our past, it's, I don't know, people just need to come together more than push apart, and you got to keep those people that mean something to you, close to you. You gotta, I don't know, you gotta reach out when they need.
Okay, so I just thought of something. This weekend, so I went to a show up in Spokane. Sorry, I was just thinking about this.
Subtronics.
Yeah. I just went and saw Subtronics. Met him too. It was awesome. Shout out Subtronics. Jesse, it's nice to meet you, bro.
Boogie
I don't know
T,
if you're gonna watch it.
you're
Yeah,
out there.
Boogie T as well. Brock, thanks for complimenting me my shoes. I'll put those shoes up here real quick so you. I know you'll remember but yeah, if you
These
watch
neck
this,
stompers.
bro, check that shit. But anyway, yeah, I went up there. What was I talking about?
Concert.
Yeah, I know I was talking about the concert, but I can't even remember. That's shit. I got off on a tangent there.
Got off on a tangent. Something about how a person, you maybe met him up there.
Oh yeah, so I was yeah, this is just a stupid little story, but I was going to meet up with a lady up there who has the same name as your girlfriend. So I accidentally called your girlfriend this weekend. I don't know if because I don't even think it like went through, but I like saw that it was like her, and I was like, oh and so I was like, oh no, I hope she didn't think I was like calling her or something, trying to be weird. Like, so
that's funny.
I was like thinking about that.
Small town, shit happens like that.
Yeah,
everyone knows everyone. 20.
And well, yeah, and it's like I've been friends with your girlfriend probably just as long as I've been friends with you. So it's like
you guys,
you know,
that's insane. It's so crazy how all roads kind of lead back to home. You know.
Yeah. Well, because she went to a school that was like
just right down the river.
Just right down the road.
It's got all that small town.
Yeah. But anyway, man. Back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about,
dude? Well. Oh,
you were talking about the spiritual.
Let's call it an awakening. I guess people need to have
the spiritual.
The tension.
Yeah, what's shout out Zen pouches, nicotine pouches. I would really remember this in my last one.
That's okay. I'm quitting the Nick.
That's good.
I know it's been a struggle actually, but
yeah. Oh, I bet, man.
We're like 5 days deep. Hell yeah, 5 days.
That's awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
Good for you.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, it's not easy, bro.
Dude, yeah. Always scratching. But I just feel like there's a tension in the air, man. I feel like a lot of people would almost agree with this, but it's just like every encounter you think like you might make in the outside world. It's just there's so much it's heat in the air.
It's like hesitant for everything you do.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel that, man. And it's like, sometimes I'll walk into a store and be like, am I allowed to be in here without a mask?
Mm-hmm. Just don't even ask that question anymore. Just fucking roll in.
Well, I do, but you know, I mean, sometimes I'll wear my mask just because it's cold outside, and I have a pretty cool mask. Shout out Orbit Gear. They're a small brand from Indonesia, and they make some dope masks. Yeah, I mean,
nice.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it right now, but anyway, I'm sure you've seen it. Oh, right here. There we go. Yeah, Orbit Gear, and they got these like
dude, okay,
magnetic straps and shit.
Dude, okay, no, that's actually badass.
I got my ex-girlfriend, my now good friend. how do we describe that?
Good lady friend of mine.
Yeah, I got her one of those too, and yeah, she rocks all the time. Dude. Actually, you know what? Fuck it, Wendy, come here. If it's gonna make you not bark, come here. Come here.
She's like, no.
Yeah, she's like really hesitant. She knows she's not supposed to be in here.
Oh yes.
But
yeah, it's kind of exciting though. I mean, we are in this pinnacle time of science where, like the UN, they just completely recalled all the mask mandate stuff.
Oh yeah.
And vaccine passport stuff. So I think we're finally entering a time of relief in a sense, but I hope there's repercussions to follow for the people that have like pushed all this shit so hard.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe, but also maybe it's like we should just hope that they'll be like, sorry, I was wrong, and then we can all move past it together.
I mean, if they can swallow their pride and do something like that, do it. That's shaming yourself publicly. Go for it. That's a repercussion, but something needs to happen because there's a lot of it's just weird. There's just a lot of weird stuff, and none of it makes sense. And life isn't that weird, you know.
I mean, it is kind of weird.
It's weird, but there are things to stay grounded too, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And
yeah, I feel like there's definitely like we as a species have lost a lot of the compassion maybe, or the just understanding of others. It's like, you know,
moral compasses are kind of teetering.
Yeah, and it's very much so like people are now more so okay with being like, well, since that's not your opinion, we can't be friends or we can't associate. And it's like, that's really where the divide comes from. It's like, well, let's talk about it. And it's like, even if we don't necessarily meet eye to eye on it, we can still walk away from the conversation feeling like we understood somebody a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Because every person has, like, some sort of perspective to give you. You should be trying to learn everything you can from every person that you meet. Just keep your moral compass on track and don't let that bad stick, you know? Some people have a hard time doing that because we've all gone through, like, different beginnings.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we've
100%.
all made it to this moment right here.
Right. And it's like, how can we be better from here?
Yeah, exactly. And that's almost like the number one thing that'll change the world almost instantaneously is everyone just wakes up one day, is like, I'm just going to start being better and just practicing better habits and a healthier lifestyle just for the people around me.
And also it's like, I feel like, me personally lately, I really have been trying to show like more compassion to people.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I really lost. It's because I kind of mistook what it meant to care for somebody. I didn't know truly what it meant to care for somebody.
Yeah.
And I think I'm really realizing now what it does and how to do that. And yeah, I'm trying to hear people out a little bit more now, and I'm trying to see them eye to eye a little bit more. But I'm also setting, I think, healthier boundaries for myself on things that I'm like, you just think so hard in that way or that direction that it's like there's clearly no way I'm gonna be able to like even reason with you on like a middle ground.
Boundaries are super important in every.
I'm learning to set
life.
them finally, and that's
It is. It's hard to do because
it's really hard to do.
That's another thing, like
especially when you're worried and you care about people.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like people even that you care about will overstep those boundaries.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like
and those are the times that hurt us the most, you know? Like when the people closest to you they just kind of trample all over things. And so is life, dude. Like there is not one way that I've ever realized that we're going to escape that. That is human relations. And so learning to live with it and mitigate it and just setting those boundaries. That's like the best way to go about it, because I don't know. You set your standards, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's only one way that we're going to get out of it, and that's just when we die.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're all headed that path.
Yeah, we're all going there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. We're all going to die.
It's because we need to make this moment right now as meaningful as possible, because, like, we know.
Yeah.
It could walk out that door.
And,
you never know.
Dude, you have such a good and such a nice, welcoming and just comforting aura and way to you. You've always been very accepting and very welcoming to me. Like the time you let me live at your house for a couple months. Fucking shout out this guy.
That was fucking badass though. That was a good time.
Yeah, it was great. It was really wonderful. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you to your girlfriend as well for letting me stay there as well. Like you guys were great, and you guys' dogs were fucking cool. Miss
we do love our dogs.
Tori. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, man. Beautiful.
We got a grandson, dog. Ari, now. Jeez, I almost need this dog, dude. 160 pounds.
What kind? What are they called? Leonberger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kaylee's grandma. Shout out her. #1 breeder USA. Leonbergers, I guess.
Really?
Something to be known for. Just breeding these giant dogs.
What was that? Sorry.
The Leonbergers.
No. What did you say about them?
Oh, her grandma is considered the # and whatever the acronym for dogs are, and C something blah blah blah. Leonberger,
I don't know.
Leonberger #1
dog
breeder. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
holy shit, man.
Quite a title, I guess.
That's a prestige.
So if you need a Leo, hit up Marianne.
Shout out Marianne.
Shout out, man. It's like a mix between a Great Pyrenees, a Newfoundland, and
they're
a
dope.
Saint Bernard.
They're dope dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
sick. But
Wow.
yeah, Tori, great dog.
Yeah.
Beautiful. One time I couldn't find my dog because Tori was cuddling with her, and my dog is like 3 pounds.
Dude, yeah. Look at her over there, just tiny.
She's just munching on my bed. I really wish she wouldn't eat her food on my bed, but you know I allow
Where she
it.
feels safest.
Yeah, she's just eating in the comfort of her own home.
Yeah. God. That's funny. Well,
Yeah,
something.
man.
The mushroom business.
Yeah. Tell me about your business, man. I
Yeah.
want to hear about it.
Mushroom business. It's so hopefully things are gonna be rolling. I got approved for my LLC, so
Really?
got my business
Congratulations.
finally kind of in the works. It's official. It's in the books, but I don't know. I'm meeting with some contractors and stuff like that. Try to get like a building all established, but yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that all pans out. It's
Yeah, man, for sure.
it's quite the thing.
So tell me about what it is that you're going to be doing. What's the plan, man? What do you got? What do you got in store?
Oh, well, so mainly what I'm trying to do is do gourmet and medicinal mushrooms. So,
Gourmet and medicinal mushroom.
yes.
Okay, so
So-
I've never heard of. I mean, I've heard of medicinal mushrooms.
Yeah.
Gourmet mushrooms I've never heard of.
Never.
so-
Yes, you have like shiitake,
Oh, I guess I'm an idiot.
like a
yeah.
morel would be a gourmet, or
Like
oysters.
what are those
or-
what are those really truffles? Are those?
Truffles are like yeah. They're like they're pretty exotic. White truffles, black truffles, pretty
Okay.
exotic.
Okay, so I guess I do know what a gourmet mushroom.
Not really trying to cultivate the truffles indoors. The main breeds I'm staying with are like, I'm doing oysters. I'm doing lion's mane for my supplemental.
That's a healthy one, right?
Yep. Really
Okay.
good nootropic, great for your brain.
Okay.
Everyone needs to get on that. Like,
On
go
lion's
look
mane?
up Paul Stamens and everything he talks about on lion's mane and read that shit because it will save your brain. Like, hands down.
My brain could probably use it, bro. I drink a lot.
Yeah, hands down. Like, ever since I started taking my lion's mane, niacin, take my Irish moss daily, take my B12. Dude, once I started supplementing, it's weird. I started feeling insanely good.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's just all the fucking supplements in my veins, but better than nothing.
I don't know, man.
It's kind of crazy. I've your neighbor across the street actually. He
Yeah.
he does some wild stuff with his gram, who has Alzheimer's, and she's actually getting some lion's mane mixed with some other good stuff to help with that, and it's actually remediating her memory loss. So
Oh yeah.
it's an insane process to watch. She's been doing things for a year now, and
Oh wow.
and
And she was like not able to
she
do.
was like she couldn't. Yeah, she was like forgetting the grandkids. She was forgetting everyone.
Wow.
And now she can hold conversation. She's like hanging out with the family. Come on, Daisy.
Yeah.
Hey. But it's
That's
a lot of this medicine has been like
that's wild. So
held back
you've
by
actually
big pharma.
You've
you
actually
know?
seen it work then.
Yeah, firsthand. It's
Wow.
not just Paul Stamens talking about it like
Yeah.
on his documentary. Like
You've been
man,
through some trials and
Dude.
stuff.
Paul Stamens, he knows his stuff. You know,
Yeah.
he talks some good stuff. There's a lot of really great research out there
Yeah.
on just supplemental mushrooms that pretty much can help you with any issue, you know. It's crazy.
Oh shoot.
And these are all just treatments, right? It's not a cure. So
Yeah.
nothing's gonna cure you of anything necessarily, but we need our life to have these natural remedies, these natural treatments, because what they're feeding us right now is garbage, dude. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely it seems healthier to me to use something like that that's naturally grown if it does truly have those benefits.
yeah.
Because I mean, you know, with other things maybe for those types of treatments, like sure they may be beneficial for what they're treating, but what is it that they're doing to your body in other ways?
Exactly.
And it's
so
like
many side effects. Like you have one treatment, but you have like a handful of side effects on the other side of the list, and it's just like,
yeah. Well, that's
where's
that's
the
exactly.
downfall here.
And
Like-
everybody's like, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
Oh no,
but
you're good.
a lot of people have you know, suggested maybe over time that I get on antidepressants or something like that, and I'm like, I really don't want to do that. Like, the depression sucks and it's really hard sometimes, but
good for you.
I don't feel like antidepressant. I've looked at the side effect list, and I'm like, those are all a lot of the things that I'm really trying to not
stay away from, you know.
Yeah, like,
well, and here's the thing with antidepressants is
well, don't get me wrong. Anybody who's on them, if it
if
helps,
it's helping you, like,
more power to you, man. Like, if that's what helps you out,
it's remediation, but it's not a permanent solution. It's a Band-Aid for a deeper issue. You know, that's what most antidepressants are. It's just a Band-Aid. You know,
I've been listening to Theo Vaughn's podcast. He's a comedian a lot, and he is talking about how he's been doing the antidepressant thing for like a couple years now, or like 10 plus years probably, I think. Mm-hmm. And he's like, but like when you go to a doctor to get healed up, don't you think, usually they throw on a cast, the cast is on there for however long, and then it's like you take the cast off, right? It's like, why am I still on these after 10 years? Yeah. And it's like,
it's like you have a dependency now. This is your new normal.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's one thing I'm not trying to do is get dependent on anything, because I know I have an addictive personality. Oh, yeah. And so it's like...
And most people, whether you say you're an addict or not, these things, it's more than addictive, because it goes down into just, you got to take this once a day. That's a habitual routine that becomes muscle memory. You know,
like, exactly. That's what he's saying. He's like, I wake up in the morning and don't even think about taking.
Works. Yeah, you know, it's that muscle memory of like thinking that something works and taking it religiously.
Yeah, but like we were saying, man, it's like some people it does help, but for me, it's just like I want to find other options before that's kind of like my last option. But therapy's been helping a lot and all that. Yep. So it's like I am doing things to take these steps, but.
Well, and that's a great thing, because that's like any doctor that...
This is one of those things, honestly, to take those steps. Having conversations like this with friends, it helps me a lot to understand them better. And
and you can change each other's... You can just help, not change, but mold, because someone might say something really influential to you that sticks to you.
Yeah, you've said a couple things that I'm going to go listen back to and be like...
Yeah, and Kwaydr here...
That's a nugget.
Kwaydr has changed my mindset all throughout, like, how I've known him. He is just... I wouldn't be who I am without Kwaydr sitting here.
Thank you.
And being the relationship that I have with him, because we've just constantly been in contact and just bouncing ideas off of each other. And
I always support you in what you're doing too.
Yeah, and likewise, and that's what people need in life. Like, you just need those good
support group,
good healthy relationships where it's like you don't need to get anything, but we can grow together and flourish beautifully side by side. It's not a pissing contest always. Life is too short for that.
I texted my ex this morning saying thank you for being a part of my support group, or like my support system. And it's like that's an honest just an honest thing, coming from the heart. Just like genuinely appreciate the people that are there that do support me in the ways that I need the support. Because sometimes people think that they're giving you the support, and it's not necessarily what you need at the time, kind of thing. And it's like, anyway,
people sometimes like grill you on things.
Yeah. Well, that's just enough about me, man. I was gonna ask you, like, so. With these nootropics or nootropics.
Yeah, nootropics. Yeah.
Pitter patter.
Pitter patter,
yeah. So, Daisy, can you please just...
You want to just hop here? You can step whining? She just wants to play.
I know she wants to play.
She's in a frisky little mood.
I'm like, it's podcast time. We're not trying to play with you, dog.
I know. It's been thrown once.
All right, it's been thrown once. She can mess with it.
Be at ease.
All right, but
the nootropics.
So what's your favorite mushroom then? If we're talking about, I guess it's probably hard to say because there's multiple types of mushrooms for multiple types of things. So I guess if you were to break it down into categories, what's your favorite mushroom? for each category that you think is a category, and because I don't know much about them.
Yeah.
And why and what they do for you, and maybe what you've seen them do for others. I know this is a long question.
No, that's okay. No, I got it. So, basically, I'm just gonna start off by this. I am almost a hypocrite in the sense of the gourmet mushrooms, because I'm not a huge mushroom fan.
You don't like the taste of mushrooms?
I don't necessarily like buttons. I don't like cimarellis, really.
Yeah.
Mainly because they're all grown out of shit, and they just taste like... I also...
Are those like the brownish ones?
Yeah, so white buttons are like the white cap-looking ones, and then the brown ones are just like... They look like the white ones, but they're like brown.
Yeah.
And they're just small, kind of
Oh, man, those are my favorite. Those grow out of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And it's like the most common mushroom, right? It's literally the most common mushroom in all...
I mean,
food processing places.
They taste fire, man. You throw
Yeah.
in some vinegar or something, shit.
They're good. I do give them that, but there are like micro amounts of neurotoxins in them. So they are like a treat. They are a delicacy mushroom. Like, you can't eat them all the time. Oysters, shiitakes, eat that shit like candy. Like,
yeah,
it's so good for you. So good
Really?
for you. Yeah.
Is that why they're so expensive?
It's just they're expensive because there's like this mushroom. There's this mushroom niche like right now because
because it's being talked about a little bit more now.
Fungus is actually getting recognized, and that's the crazy thing. Because, dude, we are, what is it? 43% human DNA. 57% of us, give or take, these numbers.
Okay.
Literally pretty close though. Is fungal bacteria.
Huh.
Yeah. So we are more closely related to fungus than any other animal group on the planet. So are chimps. So are most mammalia. Like, we all, if you believe in evolution or how things were created, in a sense, we are fungal beings. Like, yeah, we're fungal.
Is that why we stink?
Yep. That's also where I like tying the physical. Dude,
I love that quick, yep.
Dude, yeah, you stink because there's bacteria growing on you and shit.
Yeah.
Like, and perspiration, obviously, like when you perspirate, and then bacteria, science, dude. But...
Oh, didn't you? Oh, man, this is fascinating.
God, but, this is what I'm trying to kind of push with my mushroom endeavors, is the sense of tying something physical, something that we can kind of like comprehend as humans, to something metaphysical that we can't, like spiritual, whatever you want to call it. So this is what you might learn in therapy, is hopefully, this is what I was going to say earlier, a good doctor, a good therapist, they're not going to tell you antidepressants are going to cure your depression. They're not going to be, that should not be the first treatment option.
Yeah, no, and that's, a couple of the therapists I've been to have kind of like been like, well, maybe this is what you need, just like almost immediately. Yeah. And I was like, oh, man, no, I just want somebody to like listen to me. And this guy that I'm going to now, who I've been going to for a while now, yeah, he gets me, dude. And he talks to me. He's like the homie now, and it's like, you know,
just dump it on me, lay it on me.
Yeah, dude. Lay it on me, brother, and
just eat that shit up.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so
give a good piece.
Yeah, man, it's great. And so, yeah, continue on.
Well, and so that's right there. If you're dealing with any mental illness, like, and your doctor instantly says something along the lines of that, I just say find a new doctor, because doctors should be recommending. They're still like eating there.
Keep talking, I'll be right back.
But doctors, they are just pushing, they should push lifestyle changes. Like, I don't know. Lifestyle change is really what needs to happen. Hey, there we go. Get the fuego for this bull.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn around because I don't know. YouTube will like this.
Oh, YouTube, we're in Washington, so this is totally allowed.
But I don't know.
Anyways.
Go ahead.
But no, lifestyle choices should be the first recommendation for any depression or anxiety, a doctor should talk to you about what are your eating habits, what's your sleep cycle like, what are you doing for yourself in your free time, what are you doing to maybe better yourself so you're not like just feeling succumb to your bed all day and not wanting to do anything.
Well, yeah, and that's
Because that's what it comes down to. Is I didn't start feeling better until my peak mental, physical feeling physique was like this time last year when I was training with someone. I was consistently every single day taking my supplements, and I was eating. My girlfriend, my household, we were.
You're eating your girlfriend?
But my girlfriend and I were eating
well,
just eating really well.
Yeah.
Like Kaylee and I, we changed our diets completely. We started practicing like just healthy habits, like picking up daily, just making our bed, doing stupid shit like that, and it feels like you feel fulfilled.
Yeah,
Is what I'm getting at. Like that's why people who in third world countries, they have nothing, they have no money, but they feel fulfilled because what they do matters to them. You know,
yeah.
People have lost that aspect. We're so overindulged in you get to be this when you're older, you get to be that when you're older. But what do you want to be right now?
Yeah.
Type deal.
And shit, man, it's a great
It's tough.
it's a great thing to think about because that's something that I have been doing for myself lately.
Yeah.
I think definitely. I'm making music and I'm putting it out there.
That's exactly what you were saying earlier. Is like you gotta kind of be selfish in that aspect. You gotta be a little selfish to be selfless and just take care of yourself for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you gotta just do your thing and like do what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Get your mental right.
Bruh, exactly.
And you're gonna come back stronger, and it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, bro.
As long as there's still talks and there's still growth, like that's all that life is. It's like
and this
growing pattern.
Yeah, this is the type of conversation that I need to have with friends. You know, I haven't really spent a whole lot of time with friends recently. I've been really kind of isolating myself, but it's not really in any form of like a self-pity thing.
Yeah.
It's been a good time to reflect on myself about what's going on in my life.
It's a break, you know?
Yeah, it's a break from pretty much everything. And then once I feel strong enough, I'll come back and be ready to nurture these relationships again.
Yeah.
And I think I'm starting to come back to that like slowly and every day, you know, like this is the prime example. It's like I saw you when I left the house, which I haven't really left the house for no reason
and
in
just
a long
letting
time.
things like take course, like just going with your feelings, dude. Like if Kwayd hadn't acted on just picking out his phone and giving me a quick call, we wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah,
like,
well, I also probably wouldn't have gotten my pickup started.
That as well. It all came to fruition.
Daisy.
It's just wild how all that stuff works out.
She just
She's still
wants
in
to
a play mood.
so bad, man.
She does.
Daisy, we're having a good chat. Otherwise, I would love to play with you. Man, I want more coffee though. I'm bummed. Let's suck that fucker down.
Dude, that was a quick cup of Joe. Jeez.
Yeah, thanks for that. Did you guys know that Taco Bell makes coffee? Because Dillon didn't know that until today.
No.
They do make Cinnabon Delights as well.
Yeah, Cinnabon's been there. Coffee. Apparently, it's a brand new thing. I'm not sure. Apparently, Taco Bell coffee is in a barista level. Would you say like mediocre drip, or was like you think they got good beans rocking up in Taco Bell? Or
my only qualm with it was they put sugar in it, and I didn't want sugar. I don't know if you asked for sugar, but
they put it in there. I thought they were gonna put it on the side.
No, it ain't no thing.
Damn. You wanted that black.
No, I didn't want it black. I just like cream.
Oh,
man.
just cream.
Yeah, just a little bit of cream. I don't really. No, but it's all good, man.
Okay, well,
it was still an enjoyable cup of coffee.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Well, I guess you didn't get a good taste for like the espresso then that they're using.
Yeah, I didn't get a taste.
Muddled it with all that sweetener.
Yeah, I didn't get a good taste for the bean, but I did. Shit, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Damn, I need to quit smoking weed. Hey, do you want to take a hit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, here, hop over into this chair and then just turn around so the YouTube.
We're gonna slap it.
We're gonna switch spots for a bit, dude. I'll sit in the uncomfortable chair.
Nice.
Actually, this is pretty comfortable. It's
Pretty
pretty bad at
comfy.
all.
I keep shifting in it. Hopefully it's not registering.
Oh, it will, but it's
I'm
fine.
a little.
It ain't no thing, man. Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Well, what kind of music you been working on, Quaid?
Well, I
You
just...
focusing on heavy stuff? You've been trying to get into
I-
more...
I haven't really... I don't know if you guys were able to hear him because he's turned around, but, Daisy, please stop. He asked me what kind of music I've been making recently, and I haven't really been making any specific type of music. I've been more so just focusing on making what I think sounds good.
Nice. Just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah. Did you want to stay there? That's totally fine, because I kind of like this chair.
Yeah. If you're down for a chair, switch up.
I'm down for a chair switch up.
Nice.
But,
Okay.
yeah, I've just been kind of making whatever I feel like makes me happy in the moment. It's kind of trying to express my emotions through song.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I've been also just like some days I'll be like, oh, I want to like sound design, like I want to work on just sounds or whatever. And then some days I'll just like start messing with samples, and then boom, I'll make a whole song out of samples.
Nice.
And I'm just like,
Just trying to go
I'm
with
like,
the
well,
flow.
it's something. I'm like, even if because I don't know,
Well,
there's
you're still practicing your skills either way. It's just, that's the main thing that I noticed with music software is just,
yeah, it's pretty
getting
much
on
all
it.
just practice until you get
Practicing.
something that sounds good. But I'm definitely like getting a lot. I think I'm more focusing right now on just like putting stuff together that sounds nice, and then I'm trying to figure out how to mix a little bit better and how to master a little bit better and stuff like that. So maybe scoot a little bit closer to the microphone.
boom. Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
Popping up.
but
Well, nice.
yeah, man. So
Hopefully,
that's what I've been working
I mean,
on.
SoundCloud has been starting to get filled up as of recently, so that's nice.
Yeah, dude. I feel like
Getting a couple things on there.
SoundCloud's been going through like a new reconnaissance. Or maybe I just joined late, but it seems like it's still alive and thriving.
I think it'll always be there. It's like really the only community that you can do what you do. It's the whole Apple, Samsung, Spotify, SoundCloud. It's just that whole charade.
Yeah.
Xbox, PlayStation, Record Box, Serato.
Yeah.
God.
Well, and Engine too.
There's always a
Have you heard of Engine?
wedge. Engine.
Engine, it's the like the
Well, that's
DJ.
not where it is.
It's a DJ software that Denon uses, I believe. You know Denon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like who does their older like.
Dude, you better
DVD
snag
hits.
some of these before I munch down all of
I had like.
them.
You're good. Did they? Is that just on their older models though? Because I feel like the newer Denons, don't they run Record Box, or do you still gotta run that?
I don't know. I think they just dropped a
Did-
new update.
Did Ray's Denons run off of that?
I don't think Ray had Denons.
He didn't have Denons.
Mm-mm.
What did he have?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I think he just had a Pioneer like SP 400 or something.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the only DJ I know around here that uses Denons is no, he had XDJ 1000s. Mm-hmm. Oh, this dude up
I
in
just been
Spokane. I don't remember what his name is, but I know that he rocks Denons.
Oh, yeah.
And
Andrew. Square McGee.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
guy. That's the
He's got
guy.
Denons. Yeah.
Shout out him.
Maybe.
I don't really know him, but yeah.
No, me neither.
But we're just like friends on Facebook or something.
We're just talking through our perspectives here, you know?
Yeah, I mean, no
That's all we
no
know.
no shade to the dude. But I just know that yeah, I'm pretty sure that he rocks the Denons. And I was looking into him, and yeah, Engine looks like a pretty decent software. I would even be willing to switch to it. It looks okay. Because have you seen
It's
the
just hard to
Oh.
bounce around like that. Like, you gotta pretty much take your system everywhere you go, you know?
well, yeah, that's kind of the plan. But
Yeah,
I mean, you
well,
can,
yeah.
but you can set up like, um, I think you can. I think they just dropped an update to where you can run Rekordbox through it, but
Because I know everything that I've tried to do that transfers from, like, you would think even just replacing cue points and stuff. Like, they got third-party softwares that can do this for you, but you just think they would make it more compatible to do stuff. It's a divide.
yeah,
Okay. I will
Scoot a little
forever love
closer.
Serato.
yeah. No, Serrato's a great.
It's fun for just fucking around on, dude. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just feel like I have way more freedom with it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
that's that. Sadly, that's not the case for the rest of the world.
Right.
Sadly, more people like Spotify as well. It's okay.
Well,
No
I
shame,
mean,
Spotify.
I-
got your free app. Don't worry.
oh, you don't pay for Spotify?
No, dude,
I
I
do.
pay for SoundCloud.
You pay for SoundCloud?
You need to what?
Bro, I pay for SoundCloud too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
So
pay for
dip.
both. Yeah, like pay for all of it.
Shit.
That's why I'm so broke all the time.
It's okay.
Paying for too much shit.
It's okay.
Splice running me dry too, man.
Dude, I'm not even using Splice, and that's been charging my account. God damn.
Well, damn, I bet you got a lot of
I got
samples,
a lot of,
bro.
I got a lot of
You
points
should.
and tokens or whatever on there.
Can you share your samples? I think you can, right? Like, I was wondering about that.
I don't know. We should check that out because I've been, yeah.
'Cause I'm like-
there's a lot on there.
There's a shit ton, man. I just downloaded a bunch the other day. I used up like 1,200 credits, and I still have like 800 left. Yeah, so got a lot of new samples to work with, and yeah, my bank's getting bigger, bro. My sample. Hey, Wendy. My sample bank.
Same thing. Yeah, that's good.
Stop, Wendy. Stop.
What's Dale doing?
Lay down. He's in Spokane.
Nice.
Yeah.
Feel like I haven't
Go.
seen Dale in a minute.
Go on. Quit being a barker.
She's like,
Little-
I'm trying to join the party.
A little barky bark. Yeah, she's trying to chime
I
in.
love having little fur babies.
But sorry, what did you ask me? Oh, where's Dale? Yeah, he yeah, he's up there.
Nice. I feel like I haven't
Quit.
seen anyone in a minute. I've been like you. I've been
Kind of hermited out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good for you, man. I mean, you just got your LLC. You're starting your business. It's all right. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. You doing the silly mushrooms too?
Microscopic purposes only. We might work with a few sport prints and stuff like that here and there, but
Are you gonna do just like primarily like individual tests, like on yourself, or to see what the benefits,
and
or see the?
I'm kind of through my, I don't want to say psychonaut phase.
Yeah, I agree. I'm in the same boat, man.
I'm very medicinal with everything now.
Yeah.
I can't take.
Well, I never really got too much of a psychonaut phase, but I definitely like, everybody's young. Everybody tries something a little bit, but I'm glad that I just like, I never really. I mean.
Yeah, I never got too crazy.
No, I never like wanted to just be the dude who like was just so like.
Sadly, I was never just like. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is just my personal opinion myself. I'm sure many other people watching this, who knows, will be like, oh, I've heard it before. Come to me, dude, I don't know.
What?
Just have always been known for smoking weed and being in that crowd, I guess. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I've just always been like in the pot friendly crowd.
Got you.
And yeah, it's just the stigma is going down now. Which
On
is nice.
smoking weed?
On smoking weed.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Kind of the psychedelic community.
Yeah, that
Which
one's
is
still.
nice.
I feel like.
Still a little touchy, but Washington, Oregon, where we live right now, it's actually being super proactive. A couple weeks ago, like there's a bill getting passed through Washington. Might even be a step ahead of Oregon in the sense of psychiatrically they'll be able to administer psilocybin to people 21 and up
Okay.
within the next 4 or 5 years, maybe. So if that ever happens, you bet your ass like I'm trying to hop on that train as a
Well, you'll be-
cultivator for something like that. If
Yeah,
it's
you'll be an
legal and
only.
licensed
Oh,
and-
sorry.
Oh no.
No,
No, you're good.
no, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. But that's really kind of what it comes down to is it's almost getting to be legal and licensed and
Wow, okay, yeah, I didn't know any of that.
know.
I mean, I'm sure, yeah, you're reading up on the laws and the topics a little bit more than I am, so that's why, yeah, I mean, I was interested, I was curious.
It's a little crazy. In Oregon, like decriminalizing pretty much everything. I don't necessarily agree with because there's a lot of hard drugs out there, but I think our prisons are full of some sad charges, and
Yeah.
there's a lot bigger fish out there to fry than most of the people in prisons right now.
Yeah.
She's just like, Dilly.
She just really wants Dilly.
She's just so excited.
Somebody calling me, texting me?
Hi, baby.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, with the psychedelic stuff, something kind of crazy that I've been able to watch as well is a few people close to me I've gotten to treat slightly in that aspect of
with like a psychedelic, with microdosing. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
so doing the niacin, the lion's mane, and a little bit of that.
Yeah, I was curious about how to do that, like how to microdose, because I have received a gift from you for my birthday this last year, and I still have it, but it got all crushed up, and I was wondering, could you like put it into like I put it into like a capsule or something like
You're
that?
good, dude. Yeah, it'll as long as
Because I just
as you store anything with love and care and try to keep it away from moisture and light and as much air as possible.
I kept it away from moisture, I believe, for the most part, because it was in a watertight thing, and then it's been in this
Watertight thing.
It's been in-
probably away from light.
I think it's in that drawer right there, but we don't have to pull it out.
We're just gonna say there's something exciting back there.
Yeah.
But I definitely, that's what I like with that whole psychonaut phase. Like I feel like when I was getting older, I definitely did do kind of a lot of psychedelics in the sense of I was playing around with them a lot. And
When you were younger.
yeah, when I was younger,
Yeah.
like 18, 19.
How old are you now?
23.
Okay.
Yeah, you're 25.
25, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, and we've both been in the rave community, so obviously, like,
Yeah.
through my previous relationship and
Right.
stuff like that, we had like to have fun, and we just ran around the countryside and did our thing, and did a lot of.
Can I say one thing about that though? It's annoying to me to think that like a lot of people think that people go to raves just because of like the drug use and stuff. I'm like, no, man, that's not it at all. I've gone
It's
to
a huge aspect of it, and it's Roman free just because of a bunch of like it's a party scene. Like,
it
you go
happens.
to Watershed and there's alcohol. There. Like
Yeah.
it's
I mean, it happens
same
there,
thing.
but it's like for those who are genuinely enthused in what's going on, it's not what it's all about, and it's not even really like for me. That's not even really something I think about when I'm going to a show.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, what drugs am I gonna do for this show? And like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, there's people out there who do that, and for those of you who do, be my guest. Feel free, just be safe. That's all I ask, you know.
It's
and
not fulfilling. Like
hey,
definitely,
Wendy.
there was a fun time where I made sure to be as smart as possible,
Yeah.
and like that's why I was such a, I guess, reputable source, because I was always on top of my shit. Where like you just
Of like being safe about what you were
just being
doing.
safe about what you're doing in the knowledge base, because
Yeah, you did.
I
You've always done a
personally-
lot of research in it.
I
So.
personally did not feel comfortable doing any of that stuff until I had felt like I had enough research behind it.
Yeah,
And
you were usually one of the people I would be if I did anything like that. I would usually try to be with you when I was because
Yeah.
you're always a good person to be around.
Kinda a little grounding session.
Yeah.
Dude. No, I like that one New Year's. That was a good ass New Year's. We were staying up real late.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was like
That one.
That one, yeah, dude. I just oh shit. Was that the one that I cried for like hours?
just curled up on the couch.
I was so
And I
comfortable and
would-
just crying my eyes out. Could not stop crying, but I wasn't sad. I was so happy. That's why I couldn't stop crying because of how happy I was.
Dude, and then I just remember going in the bedroom and just my eyes being closed and being in that dark room, and holy cow.
The tunnel
much.
you went through.
Too much.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
But,
Yeah, no, I had a good time. Probably too good of a time. My
Well,
eyes hurt the next day, bro.
yeah, see, and that's, you gotta have those experiences, but you gotta have them in safe settings. And
yeah,
you gotta do them with the people that, setting, time, place, it all matters. And in your life, like, you gotta be mentally prepared to handle these kinds of things.
That was before Jake had passed.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that was like right before it. So that's that's crazy to me. Because I was in such a pretty good spot in my life.
Where you could just, like, feel comfortable doing something like that. And
Yeah. And then, like,
being on the other side of that event.
and then
You just don't,
the whole world
That's-
changing twice for me,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
right
wild.
there with you, dude.
Yeah.
Not necessarily on, like, that
No, sure.
catastrophic of an event.
No, I get you.
But it's just, like, this stuff is medicine, and
Yeah.
it has to be taken in, like, microdoses and
Yeah.
small dosing, or with people that,
Well, I think I took a little bit more than a
Yeah,
microdose.
that time. This next time.
on accident, yeah. But yeah, for the future, that's the thing, is I don't want to go into that spot again. I want to.
Exactly. The mind can go into deep, dark pits, which sometimes you need to go there, but
Yeah.
you gotta go there with at least a safe setting around you, so you're just like,
Yeah.
the only harm you are on psychedelics is to yourself.
Yeah.
That's like,
Sure. Yeah.
that's the general rule of thumb. Like, you'll do more harm to yourself.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Did I ever tell you? Remember that time I came over and we watched that Paul Stamets?
Was it the Fantastic Fungi, or was it
I think so. Yeah.
was it the documentary?
We watched something. I can't remember what it was, but I just remember we had been watching it earlier that day, and I went home, and I had like a little bit left from just like a while before that, and I was like, you know what, I'm pretty down to do these again. Like, I got Star Wars to play, like, we'll be chilling. But this was after Jacob passed, and so like my brain really was kind of rewired at this point, and I hadn't realized that, like, in the way that I did. Not to say that was what caused me to kind of freak out, but it was like, what was it? Yeah, it was because we had watched that stuff earlier today, and then you were talking about like these like percentages, or he was talking about like, the percentages of like your body that is that or whatever. And after I took them, I just accidentally took excuse me, too much. And I was laying there, and I was so terrified that I was gonna turn into a mushroom.
The fungus is...
I was like, I'm gonna turn into one. I'm gonna be that tomorrow morning. I was so scared, man. I had to call a friend to come over and help, and
Just come help me.
yeah, and
Make sure that I'm actually not a
Yeah.
mushroom.
yeah. Bless her heart,
Well, I
wonderful
mean-
gal.
She should have told you still were a mushroom. Like,
that wouldn't have helped in that
getting
situation.
back to that. See, holy cow. So here's the biggest thing when we're talking about connecting, like, the mind, body, spirit.
Yeah.
So mushrooms, kind of in the sense, have done that all for me. Just in the concept of growing them, not even doing them, but just the knowledge base of they teach you a lot. Like, they're so common to us in so many ways, and you can see those similarities, and when you kind of look at us and how we're established as like our fungal body, all of it sits in our gut, right? This is like where most of our microbiome is, right here in our gut. A lot of people now are coming out and saying, "Oh, your gut's your second brain," right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's almost where I see the metaphysical in that super like microbiome realm, spirituality. I don't know. It's a lot of different things.
I get what you're saying,
But-
man. Let's do it up a little bit more.
It's insane.
Yeah, no,
The
man.
saying, trust your gut, has never been more real nowadays. You need to
Oh, wow,
start
yeah.
feeding this thing properly and letting it
I really
make
do,
decisions
bro.
for you.
I've not been eating the way that I did and that's crazy you mentioned that because yeah, when I was eating well, um, and then I just
That's the
moved.
antidepressants right there. It's just
Yeah,
eating well.
yeah,
Good
it really
diet.
was, man. And yeah, I just need to get back to that. I mean, we have a nice kitchen. I don't know why I haven't really used it much, but I think it's just like me moving, a
Yeah.
change of routine, all
Mm-hmm.
that. It's
Getting settled here, you know.
it's hard and it's
And it's hard cooking in someone else's kitchen. I get that's always kind
yeah,
of tough.
it's starting to finally feel like it's also my place too. So it's
Nice.
like yeah, now I'm cool with
Oh yeah.
with trying to like figure that out for myself and like eat healthier because I made a goal sheet the other day to talk to my therapist about, and I did talk to him about it. And yeah, that was one of my goals, just to eat better.
Nice.
And it's like one of those things. It's like it's telling me that.
It's
It's
literally
like telling my
like your
brain
whole
that
life will
too.
change if you just start eating. It's insane.
Yeah, it's just so hard to like make yourself do it sometimes,
Well, and
man.
that's literally society. It's ingrained in American culture to live this gluttonous lifestyle of fast food and all this stuff where they're
Yeah,
not. That's the main thing that I learned, and that's why I love the supplemental mushrooms. Is a lot of fungus can give you a lot of the missing vitamins and minerals that you're missing,
yeah,
and that's exactly what all of the crops on the shelves in the stores are missing, because they're all like genetically modified GMO. They're all blasted to make it brighter red, but it strips out other components. Like when you replace strands of DNA to
yeah,
try to make a apple big red and bright
yeah,
and juicy,
yeah.
you're stripping something from it.
Yeah, there's
Like there's
something
give and
happening
take,
there for
right?
sure.
And the minerals are lost that way.
Yeah, man.
And
That's
once I started just taking Irish moss, which is sea moss, it restores like 121
CMOS.
sea moss.
Like, what do you?
It's capsulized for me. It's just ground and powdered and capsulized.
So it's like just literally the shit from like the sea.
Called Irish moss, yeah. It comes from certain part of the sea. I want to say, obviously, it's called Irish moss. So up in that area of Ireland and stuff, because the Irish used to just kind of sustain themselves off of it for a while there during like
Wow.
potato famine, something like that.
Wow.
Super crazy.
Interesting. Yeah.
But a lot of sea moss is beneficial. That's why, if you've ever heard of a blue zone,
Yeah.
it's the
I don't know what
it's
that
zone,
is.
it's the zones on the earth with the oldest population and the healthiest population of humans.
Okay.
So like I got to experience one late last year, literally about a year ago in March when I went to Costa Rica. That's a blue zone. And it's because they live right on the coastal region there. Their
Okay.
diets are immaculate.
Okay.
They're just the weather that they experience, like getting all your vitamins and minerals not only from like just being outside in the sun and the sea breeze, but
Yeah.
eating healthy foods day in and day out because that's all you have.
Yeah.
It's like people live literally when COVID came out and they were doing vaccinations, they had an age group that was like the one of the largest age groups for getting the vaccination first were the 90 and plus category in Costa Rica. There are more 90 plus people in Costa Rica than most of the other age groups. It's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's
interesting.
insane.
Yeah, I had no
Yeah.
idea.
And another one's like Italy, like Sicily, that area is kind of like a blue zone.
Kind of makes sense, man. They just seem healthy, you know. It's like
There's the coast in Japan. It's
Japan seems
yeah.
healthy too. There's a lot of these like
I want to say
these
Greece. There's I'm not sure where all of them are located at, but
and all these things that you're mentioning to me. It's all like it's all things that like when I think of these places and because I've never been to these places, so it's based off of really absolutely nothing. But when I hear these names and I think of these places, I think of like strength and like I think of people that are like,
oh yeah,
they have
They-
like
well
stature
established, yeah.
and yeah, it's like I guess I don't know.
Costa Rica's kind of like third worldy.
Yeah, I was kinda
it's
wondering
kinda
about that one.
touristy now. It's been taken over.
Yeah.
Well colonized, but it is like one of the number one conservation places on the planet.
Interesting.
It needs to be conserved because it has like literally is more biodiversity than the Amazon rainforest just
Yeah.
in their little continent.
Huh.
So insane. So
Interesting.
they have Costa Rica. I think next year will be carbon neutral. So their country will emit just as much carbon as they absorb.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's like one of the only countries in the world that can claim that right now.
Wow.
Yeah, super super crazy.
Good.
Everything there, like people can't buy land anymore and build resorts and shit there because
Well, that's nice.
like all the coastal line is like refugee.
Oh, cool.
Like, yeah, refugees and so.
Good. Well, yeah, man. That's.
It's wild, but
Thank you for informing me about these. I mean,
well, and those people, they live so simply, and what do? They just eat. They eat fruit, and they find their meals, and they like fish, and they're like shopping in markets, and just their lifestyle in general. You know,
it's a little bit easier. It's a lot less fast paced. There's less to worry about.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it sounds like in that society you'd probably find a lot more comfort and understanding and like that compassion towards each other. Maybe I don't know.
That's 100% true because two places that I got to experience as of recently in my like going out of like when I went to Bali and Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these places, when I first went to Bali, their mantra there is like, you go up to people and you ask them like, "You're so happy." I was like, "Yeah." It's like, we have everything we need right here. Like, I'm so happy. And when I was in Costa Rica, some dude, we're going on this boat trip, and he was just some dude, I don't know, been living there. He had worked for the boating company. He was having a shitty ass day, and he was like kind of whispering to his boss about it up front in the front seat, and his boss just nudges him. He's like, "Dude, why are you stressing, man? Like, we're in Costa Rica, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
and it's just like that's the attitude.
That's just the attitude. That's the mindset, you know.
Yeah.
It brings so much power into your life. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't realize like that manifestation.
I'm really hoping that like because you are pretty far from the microphone. I'm just hoping that it'll pick up. But
I think it's good. I'm seeing my register.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'm kind of clipping. I probably shouldn't be clipping, but whatever. I don't know how this thing works. I mean, even if the audio is not the best, it's like I'm still figuring things out on this. So.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You know.
If anything,
we got a good conversation.
Yeah. There's a lot to learn just right here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is your first podcast. This is my second podcast.
We're babies.
How have you liked it? Do you like the format? Do you like?
Dude, yeah. No, and I think this is it's a cool thing for you to be doing as an individual because Kwaydr definitely does have a lot to say.
Yeah, I got a lot to say.
And I definitely think there's a lot of people in our friend group, you know, like around us that also, you know, have a lot to offer. And just getting the homies together and shooting the shit and chatting about life, you know. It's
fun, man, and it's just nice to have a conversation with somebody like in person, face to face, and like. And when you're in a podcast setting too, you're almost kind of forced to like not be looking on your phone and like you have to be there like in that.
Be like engaged in the conversation. It's nice.
And I never mean for it to be like forceful, like oh you have to do this, but it felt really natural coming into it.
Super
you know,
vulnerable, and that's what I feel like people. I don't know,
people like that.
Yeah, people like that. It is hard to be vulnerable though. You know, it is hard to just come somewhere and just to say what's on your mind. And more people need to start practicing that.
Yeah, I mean, why not, man? Like, you know, we're all humans. We're all living this life. It's like, we only get one of it. So it's like...
Get it off your chest now.
Might as well talk rather than just not. I mean, I feel like this is also something that makes me feel productive and creative. And it helps me talk to people a little bit better and understand them. And hopefully people will see it as... They would like to have a conversation with me. Yeah. You know, and it's like I love talking to people. I like it. I enjoy it a lot. And
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's really all people not necessarily can offer, but we all have a perspective. Like what are you to gain or lose from just sharing it?
Yeah, right. I'm like, if anything worse comes to worse, people will just turn it off and I'm like, that's fine.
That's okay.
Those are the people that, I mean, it's not that I necessarily don't want them around me, or anything like that. I'm like, it's just those are the people that just don't want to listen to what I got to say, and that's fine. Not everybody has to.
A couple of maybe females later on, a couple of who knows whoever.
I would.
Shit, like,
yeah, well, I plan on getting my roommate on an episode. He's a great dude to talk to.
Dale has a lot to talk about as well.
He's got a lot of cool stuff to say.
Dale. Pretty much got me up in at the farm there. What?
Yeah. Yeah,
Dale's literally same thing. Dutch Dutch boy. Just,
Yeah. Yeah, another one of those things, but yeah, I'll hash it out with him. I got, let's see, I think my buddy Duncan, Duncan Chrisman. I think I'll have him come and join if he wants to. My other friend Bob, he's a teacher. Wonderful man. My old roommate Joel, talk about his experiences in life because he's got some interesting things to say as well. And yeah, it's just like I want people to understand what's shaped me as a person to this point, and I hope it doesn't come across as selfish. I hope it just comes across as me having an outlet for myself and
yeah, just voicing some opinions,
yeah,
some stuff off the chest.
Yeah.
Letting some randos just get their stuff out into the world, I guess. Get stuff off their chest. God.
So what do you got planned for what's upcoming for you?
Dude, nothing. I've been off work for 3 months just grinding on this whole business ordeal.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting vacation, to say the least.
Yeah.
Just kind of just coasting, trying to sustain myself while just hanging out it's interesting. It's like it's creating this weird drive and sense of urgency. Like it's like make it or break it right now. Like I gotta do this.
Yeah.
Or like gotta figure something out type deal. So
no, I feel that, dude. I mean, sometimes that's kind of what you need.
Exactly.
Like a little
fire under the feet. That's exactly what I've been trying to turn kind of a shitty experience into a positive from. Is like not all misfortune needs to breed like bad blood and breed animosity in your life, because
right. Exactly.
Every situation you're in can teach you something.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you have an open mind about it or not is kind of.
It's up to you, and also how much of the situation you want to let, how much of it you realize is maybe something that you don't need to be. You need to come to those realizations for yourself.
And
it's like if it is something that
put yourself in place too, because I got knocked off my high horse. Like I was, like life was just lavish for me. Like I was just like so content and so just like in an utter state of bliss.
Yeah.
It was just too cush.
Can't always be too cush, brother. Yeah.
Just pull the rug out from underneath my feet real quick.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel that, brother.
You know?
I feel that 100%, man. So, and I'm not trying to relate in any way. I'm just saying,
everyone goes through those things.
Yeah. You know? It's like, it sucks, and yeah, bro, I feel for you. I love you, bro. You're an awesome guy. Yeah, cool ass dude.
It's nice that that's the energy you put out into the world. It attracts similar energy.
Right.
You gotta just start investing in yourself and other people a little bit.
Yeah, man. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Take care of yourselves always.
It's the number one thing you can take from this.
Exactly. And on that note, I think I'm gonna wrap it up on this episode. We've been going almost an hour and a half. So damn.
Well, thanks for listening to us just yabber. Fuck.
Yeah.
Peace.
Signing off.